Welcome back to the Melissa Ann Wellness Channel. I'm so excited that you're here. I changed my vibe so you can kind of see. We're sitting at my actual dining room table tonight because I want to talk about food. So I'm going to put my glasses on. You guys know this is now going to be my 6th video. So I want to still reference my main talking points, keep us on track and all the things. So let's get into it. Taking a GLP-1 didn't magically teach me how to eat. I'm going to eat vegetables, high protein meals out the gate. I had to learn and I had to build up the habits in order to satisfy the protein goals on a GLP-1. And I would say that this advice that I'm going to give, or my experience, again, I'm not a doctor or anything, but I've lost 87 pounds. I'm 50 years old. I live a very, very busy life. I travel for my corporate job. I travel for my leisure. I travel all the time. And in the last 2.5 years, I've lost 87 pounds and I'm on a journey to continue losing weight. So one of the things that you're going to hear, and you hear it all the time, is about protein and how it impacts us and how to get it in. Because a lot of times, especially if you're not even tracking, you don't know exactly what your protein intake is. And they always recommend that you have at least 120 grams of protein per day, especially when you're taking a GLP-1, because if you're not, and again, I'm not a doctor, but if you don't, essentially your body is going to go get calories. So if you don't have protein for it to come get, it's going to take it from your muscles. I know for me, when I first started my journey, it was just sleep, eating consistently, because I was somebody who didn't eat, believe it or not. Some of us that are severely overweight, we have turned off the desire to eat, but then we turn to food to cope with our behaviors. So imagine, right? So it's like a behavioral thing. And if you, even without a GLP-1, the more protein you eat, the more satisfied you're going to feel, the more full you're going to feel. When I first started tracking, I think I was eating maybe 40 to 50 grams of protein a day, maybe. And then I started tracking and I was like, uh-oh, that's not going to work. So I had to learn, and I was full and satiated. So I had to learn, how can I get extra protein in my diet? And so I've gone through several iterations of protein. The biggest thing for me when it comes to protein, I just feel my best. I know, today I'm on a 14-day reset and I'm on day 8. And I'm in nutritional ketosis. I checked my blood in nutritional ketosis because I know I've been really focusing on having protein first in every single meal. So my system likes that. And so now I'm in this fat burning mode. And when you have a ton of protein, it can kind of wreck your gut, whether you're on a GLP-1 or not. And meaning you're going to get more constipated. So you need to have hydration and you need to have fiber. Okay. If you think you're just going to jump in from having 50 grams of protein a day to 120 grams of protein a day, and your stomach's not going to go, excuse me, what are you doing? We need time to process everything. We need time to release everything. So the number one thing I would highly recommend on a GLP-1 journey, any journey where you're increasing your protein, is a very excellent fiber, probiotic, prebiotic. Make sure you're getting those things in. That's the bare minimum of what I would recommend. It needs to be paired with whether you're activating your GLP-1, maybe you're taking an over-the-counter supplement. I have access to that too, or you're injecting it, or again, you're just increasing your protein. You definitely want to have a fantastic fiber to go with it, and a fiber that actually penetrates your cells, membranes, and helps work in your system. And hydration is not just, I'm going to drink a gallon of water. We've talked about this. You guys know. I'm a very big proponent on taking electrolytes. Electrolytes help balance all of your minerals. In fact, I add minerals every single morning to my drinks. I have all the supplements that I take in there. It's all called the Core 5 supplements, and it's in my website. I'll put the link in the description for you, so you can just kind of cruise through it and see what makes sense to you. The budgets range from $5 to $150, and bundles, things like that. I had iterations. I would eat protein bars because I liked candy bars. So I would eat the protein bars. those would wreck my gut. I mean, and when you talk about constipation, that's what I had. Even taking good fiber and everything, there's something in those bars that stays in my stomach. And then I would do like the Premier proteins, like the instant shakes, like they're ready to go, because I just didn't want to make them. Like when you're going from not eating to eating, you have to make agreements with yourself that it's like, okay, so this isn't forever. This is right now to get me to build into this habit. I said that to myself a lot. I still say that to myself. Like maybe you're going to just go for a 5-minute walk, right? Like, and then it turns into more. It's about building the habit. So getting the protein in my system. And then I knew I didn't feel great. So I had to start switching and looking for alternatives. And I love the protein that I do now. Protein I do now is with my friend at Arbonne. And I just put it in my shaker with water and ice, and we're on our way. That's it. And that's really important because it's like 4 to 6 ounces, maybe usually I'm around 8 to 10 ounces of water with mine. Sometimes I put coffee, sometimes I put a dash of creamer, otherwise it's too thick. But I love it, and I've been using it for over a year, and I love the results. I like to have smaller meals multiple times. So the best thing to do, and no one wants to do this, but the other tip with meal prepping is you can track the one meal and then you're good for the next 4 days or 5 days, whatever, how many days you have it. And so like that helps when you're really leaning in and you're trying to be serious about your journey. Tracking is like your key, whether it's in an app. I've used Fitbit, I've used Lose It, I've used, I'm with coaches, Linus type apps, Fit Tracker, like all kinds of apps. They all essentially do the same thing. The easiest one is when you have a coach who pushes you meal plans and then you just click the buttons. That makes it easy, repeatable, systemal. But to go back to what I was saying, so I like to have snacks. So I like to have 2 snacks, roughly 300 calories, and then I have 3 meals, anywhere from 450 to 550 calories. But that all adds up for me, roughly 1,700 calories a day, and then at least 140 grams of protein. Traveling, I will bring my shake if I can. And if I can't, like sometimes I don't want to bring the powder, it's not single serving. I will go back to the bars. I will have bars. And then I focus on protein. Like I'm like, okay, so steak, veggies. I talked about that in my travel video. So you can go take, I'm not going to tell you, oh, you need to love all your food. No, we're trying to change habits. Like for me that I've had over 30 years. So sometimes I don't like peanut butter. I'm never going to jump in. I tried it and I was like, ew. But for the most part, like it's not about picking all the things that you love. It's about picking the things that are repeatable, easy to do. You don't have to think about it. That's the success. That's when you're going to keep showing up. That's how it works for me. And like, because I'm never going to be perfect. I love to live. I always tell like my team at work, I'm like, I need you guys at like an 80-20 capacity. Like you need to always have 20% available to like do something else. But that applies to life. Like I actually, when it comes to food, I really am more of a 90-10 kind of gal, especially when I'm locked in. My point is like when you can find things that you can repeat, and again, they don't have to be perfect. They have to help you build your habits so that you keep coming back to it. That's the point. And so yes, sometimes you're going to take something that's synthetic and it's not the best for you. And over time, you want to look for replacements and figure out how to make that better for you in your system, like your literal body. But until you get to that level, you got to start somewhere. So why not get whatever seems easy, repeatable, sustainable? Okay. Restricted food items. I mean, obviously I actually, the GLP-1, the best thing about it is the food noise quiet. So I really don't desire sweets. If I'm going to have a cycle or I'm highly stressed, I will have some yogurt with some chocolate chips. That's kind of my go-to, or like a Yasso frozen yogurt bar. Those are really good, and I will have those. Electrolytes are really good. Like you can put the powders that have taste and stuff in them, and like that can help get you through. Drinking Ninja Red always gets me through any kind of craving. I can just have a sachet and I'm like on my way. But I really don't, there's no food that I'm going to say no to. I just say yes. And right now, especially when I'm actively taking my GLP-1, like I had dessert at dinner on this weekend, and I think I did have a couple bites, but in the past I would have the whole thing. So there's a thing about like, I'm not, if you say no, then it turns on this rebellion type thing behavior, and then you're like, oh, I'm going to eat the whole thing. And then that's when everything unlocks, right? So the best thing is to be like, oh, I'm going to have this. I'm going to have 1 or 2 bites, and then we'll see how I feel. And then I'm going to put my fork down and I'm going to see how I feel. That's how I try to navigate desserts and or extra food, because bread is definitely something that I love. So again, I'm not restricting food. I just simply have like 1, 2-ish bites. Thank you for watching. I really appreciate that we have a space where we're getting to know each other. And if you have any questions or you have your own favorite tips that you want to share with the rest of us, then I would love to see that in the comments. And then if you have any questions on any links that I share, please let me know. And again, thank you so much for watching, and I will be back next Wednesday with my next video.